For our one fan, don't we have one fan?
Our one fan who happens to have the last name of Hunter, but that's a common name. There
It's
are
a common
thousands of
name.
Americans with the name Stephen Hunter. Could have been any one of them. Yeah, you had finished up your duties in Silvery Moon and were moving to liberate the city of Mirabar and had a couple of encounters. You ran into some orcs who said they wanted to hire the 8 who killed giants to kill the frost giants of Mirabar, and they said they had found a mine of something they called aluminium, which seemed to be very similar to the lump that you had found in the possession of the frost giants way back when. And it's very light, very strong, maybe the ancient metal of mithril, which has not been around for thousands of years, or at least only existed in relics. And so they said they wanted that they were betrayed by the General Drust, and they wanted to hire you to kill the frost giants. Now Thrax has had his own bad history with General Drust, so that works well. And then you went on to Thrax's village. You saw the clan bonding ritual. Thrax carried out the clan bonding ritual with his friend's, you would say adopted daughter, but that's not the kind of word they use in his village. When the kid gets a clan bonding ritual, they're bonded. So you saw Thrax carry out this ritual and then had a conversation with his parents where you learned that Thrax was brought to the village by a nice old woman who had rescued him after his parents had been killed by bandits. And there you go. Some of you made some erroneous leaps of logic after that, but
Erroneous.
okay. And you stayed up all night speculating while in Thrax's parents' attic, and even took a walk through some hills, talked to a tree. I should never in the future be surprised when you're talking to a tree. And there you are. You're waking up in Thrax's parents' attic. And you smell some some bread baking downstairs.
On the road?
Breakfast time, guys, and then on the road.
In the early morning hours after I had tranced long enough, I write down a few pages of the history that I remember Thrax reciting in nice dwarven script, or not dwarven script, dwarven runes or whatever. And I present it to his parents and say, hey, I'd love the opportunity to come back and talk to you guys more about history and your lineage at some point, and prepare this in a better fashion. But here's a gift that I have as a token of our appreciation for your hospitality.
Like a ketubah.
Is this like the lineage, like the list of ancestors?
Yeah.
All right.
But I only, it's really long, obviously. So I only got through like a few people, but because Thrax had like such detail about each one, I tried to like recount the details as I could too.
Thank you. This is very sweet. Did you make this? Your penmanship is so good.
I studied Dwarvish in Silvery Moon, and under Professor Hacks many years ago, and I don't get to use my Dwarven very much, but it is a wonderfully complex and rich language.
Well, this is very thoughtful. We'll hang this up on the wall. Thank you.
I hope to finish it someday.
So Thrax is going to make tearful goodbyes to his parents.
Yes. They say goodbye. They say, "Are you sure you don't want to stay?" But they can tell.
Yeah,
they can tell from.
They're just being polite.
Yeah. And they say, "Oh, Mirabar sounds so dangerous. Be careful." All right.
We would say Danger is his middle name, but we think actually Hecaton might be his middle name. We're not sure. But anyway.
All right. So you're about a 2.5 day walk from Mirabar.
Start walking.
All right.
Okay. Anything you care to do on the way?
I'd like to
I'm gonna play some
bell on
drums
the-
on the way so that we keep marching at a good pace.
Any magical investigation or anything around Thrax's presumed ancestry?
I don't really have the means to prognosticate or ask anything. Just hold on. We need it.
Can you like check to see if he's shape changed or something?
What do we think we could do with this new information?
Oh,
Throw Thrax into lightning?
Right, so there's that. I mean, that's good for a party trick for sure. I mean, next time we're not doing arm wrestling, we're definitely doing that instead. But I'm wondering, I mean, should we contact the Giants at some point? What do you think about that, Thrax?
Thrax is pretty secure in his identity. So this is a little confusing, and like throwing him at the giant seems a little hasty.
Now, we can keep it to ourselves for now, for sure.
I mean, and test the hypothesis every now and then if we can figure out how. Though I don't think that's the wording Thrax would use.
Oh.
Do a checky.
Yeah.
I can do divination. If we were going to do something like, if we knew within the next week we were going to meet the King of the Frost Giants, I could ask whether Thrax would be accepted as the son of the King of the Frost Giants.
Storm Giants.
Storm Giants, excuse me, Storm Giants. But barring that, I don't know. I mean, it's about foreknowledge of future events, not about knowledge of past events. So, or the true nature of anything.
I don't know, does Princess Celestia concern herself with giants? And
I don't know. I mean, if she could come to us and
you don't
I
have a
mean,
way to
the
contact
only
her.
contact I've had with her is regarding Cooper Black, and she's never mentioned the Storm Giants or anything regarding that. I mean, if there was some way to use this information to get us closer to Cooper Black, then maybe she would be interested. I would certainly be interested. That's why I was asking how we could use this information, but I'm not sure what the right approach is yet.
Guess we can just keep walking then.
Okay. You have these conversations as you walk on, you camp for a couple nights. And about an hour after you wake up and start walking on the third day, math is hard. You're approaching the city of Mirabar, and you haven't seen many refugees on the road, and the ones you have run into have said, people are trying to stay on the down low because they weren't supposed to escape from the city. They were worried about some sort of patrols keeping them back in. So you're close to the city, and you walk up, and as you're walking towards the city, can all 9 of you, how many are there? 9?
I think it's
7?
8.
9? I forget.
Eight
Can
plus a
all of
goat.
you give me a perception check and tell me who the top 3 are?
$22.
19.
12.
14.
14.
Well, hold on one second. I'm being paged away.
He's probably a little dirty though.
Okay, not breezy.
That's why you said. Also,
Why is it my beyond 20 is not rolling?
Roll. Whoa, that rolled.
I was not one of the top rolls for sure.
Okay.
So-
So it sounded like Khalifa and Schmax and Neo were the top.
Oh,
So-
I rolled a bunch. Okay.
Yeah, but they were mostly high.
They were all, that's funny. They were all, yes.
So Khalifa and Schmax, you sort of like the smell as you're approaching the city. You're like, this isn't too bad. This smells like somebody's having a barbecue. But Neil, you temper your friend's excitement and you say, I've smelled this before. There was a fire in the city and my next door neighbors didn't survive. That's not barbecue. That's the smell of humanoid flesh that we're smelling burning. And you can see, you can see sort of smoke rising from the far side. You're approaching from the south, sort of from the north side of the city. You see smoke coming up and you say, yeah, that's not a barbecue. That's not anything people want to eat. It's people.
How far are we from Mirabar?
I mean, at this point, you're within sight of it. You're about a mile away.
So we're smelling burning flesh.
Mm-hmm.
From Mirabar.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see anyone
see
leaving
smoke?
the city and like
You're
or
specifically
coming towards us?
Seeing smoke. You can't tell if it's in the city or past the city. It very well might be past the city.
So like a big giant smoke cloud, little smoke column.
It's not big giant. Seems like it's sort of a steady stream.
So we wanted to do a couple of things, right? We wanted to go into the city and try to touch base with the priests of Melora to see if we could find, is there any sort of resistance that it still persists? And then we need to head to the north of town to try to raid the mines and free the slaves. And when we do that, we're going to then contact the orcs to join us to raid the mines, right?
I think we were going to look at that. I don't think we had agreed we were going to do it per se.
Right. But the first thing we're doing is we're trying to find the priests of Melora in town. Is that right?
Oh,
I think we wanted a general lay of the land to see like,
Okay.
I mean,
You know.
our top priority is figuring out what's going on with the slave dwarves in the mines and stuff. And if the priests of Melora are a way to get there, great. But like, if we smell burning flesh, I think we should kind of run to the rescue.
I don't know that there's anything to rescue.
only one way to find out.
That's right.
Let's go check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think-
you're approaching the city from the south. What are you doing?
And did you say we could sort of see a column of smoke where the burning is happening or?
To the north.
Yeah, it might be to the north of the city. It's either in the city it's well north of you.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's inside or outside the city.
Well, do we want to?
And no one's fleeing to the south?
No one's fleeing, no.
We,
You get a pretty good look of the city gates leading to the south, and you see two frost giant sort of, shoulders and head above the city walls. They're mostly looking in. You see some people walking on the walls.
we go around the
Again,
city,
mostly looking in.
or could we? If only any of us had like something that could fly to peek and see what's going on.
I can send the owl and as long as you guys will either lead me or just kind of, I can't really see anything while I'm looking through his eyes.
Can Brambrek give you a piggyback ride?
I can piggyback you.
Don't we have
Sure.
that floating disc? Can't we just throw him on that floating disc?
And what's
Couldn't
your
remember
range
this.
for seeing through his eyes? Is it like is it a mile? Is it less than that?
Seeing through his eyes. So I can't really command him anything more than 100 feet away, but I can.
It's sort of vague,
Like
isn't
the
it?
Seven Nation Army.
Yeah, it's vague because it's kind of like right after
Yeah, but
mentioning
surely
100
it's
feet.
not like infinitely far. Okay, well, I'll say certainly for you can get up to the wall and environs seeing through your familiar's eyes.
Yeah, and I'm totally deaf and blind, so you guys
Okay.
will need to like pinch me if you really need me to wake up.
Yeah, you okay, yeah, you fly towards the wall. There's no activity outside the wall. Again, you see two frost giants looking in and looking in at the city. You see some soldiers with like a red sash and Thrax, did we like agree on any sort of symbols for the?
Sounds good. They're
All right.
baddies.
Yeah, they've got like a red sash, and that sounds like that's General Druss people, and they're on the wall, and they're also looking in, and there's not much activity in the city. It's an hour and a half after sunrise, and there's little to no activity in the city, like people bustling around. And from being up there, you do see that the column of smoke is outside the city walls on the other side of the city.
So I think even though I'm blind and deaf, I can still speak. And so I say, I see that there's, quite a bit of smoke to the north of the city walls, beyond the city itself. On the walls, there's men in a red sash, or maybe dwarves. It's hard to see from this angle, but smaller than giants. Seems to be a uniform of sorts, kind of slapdash markings indicating that they're all, loyal to one faction. And then, of course, there are a few giants, but not a lot of activity. And then I'll stop looking through my owl's eyes and kind of come back to them. You guys heard me, right? Okay, I couldn't hear myself. I didn't know if
You were speaking Owlish.
yeah, if you hear yourself like coming through a sending spell, it kind of sounds, your voice sounds tinny. It's like a little weird, anyway. But yeah, so anyway, are those sashes something that indicate maybe General Droost's men, as we were suspecting? Is he potentially in league with the giants? All right, that's what
He's
was
a baddie. The giants are baddies.
well, doesn't seem like there's a lot going on in the city. We certainly could raid the city and see if we could find any of his confederates to question, or with the smoke coming from the north of town and us knowing generally that the mines are north of town, we could try to skirt. Yeah, is that what you were saying? Skirt the city, Breezy? That makes a lot of sense. What do you think, Melvin, the half elven? Do you think it's worth looking for any remainder of the clerics within the city?
I think it would be my preference to see if we could try and sneak in and find folks, but I don't know the layout of the city well enough to just go directly to where their temple is. And it sounds like Thrax, who might be the most well-versed in the layout of the city, wants to go to the mines first. So if that's the case, we can skirt the city and maybe potentially, depending on what we find there, need to backtrack.
Well, I could go in at night and scout about a bit. if there's something specific we're looking for.
What time of day is this, Jay?
It's pretty early. It's like 10 a.m.
Melvin, do you remember the name of the priest that you had met? Because you could use one of these paper birds to send it to him. I mean, even though I don't necessarily know them, you met them face to face, so you could send this paper bird to them to get a message to just let them know we're here.
Yeah.
Are they able to reply with the paper birds? No, right? It's just a
So
one-way message.
I need to, I was looking back in the, to see if our note has somebody named, Dungeon Master. Do I remember anyone from the,
Yeah, I'm fine with
Okay.
granting that you remember a name. Yeah, sure.
okay. Yes, I remember, Chester. The,
Sounds like a good name for a priest.
exactly.
Only if he's Catholic.
Right. Melora.
I believe the high priest's name in Melora was Chester. So if we wanted to use one of those, we could. But as you point out, I'm not certain that they'd have any way of getting back to us. Although they've
Well, he
already
did-
contacted me.
Yeah, he contacted you by sending. So I think if we send the paper bird, then he can send back to you and let you know where might be helpful.
Yeah.
So here you go. Here's the paper. Mom said to just write his name and concentrate on him and fold it up into a bird.
So I'm gonna write out just a message indicating the Octopodemos are here to try and help the city of Melora. Where are you? Where should we start to, where can we best help? Where can we meet you? That kind of thing.
Okay.
And I let it fly off to Chester.
You let it fly. It seems to fly not very fast. I mean, you've seen how fast these fly before. They don't fly very fast, but then you sort of blink and it's out of sight, and then much faster than you would have expected, you hear a response from Chester saying, "Oh, thank you. Thank you. We are in the temple where you met us. We have quite a few refugees hiding with us, but they're taking people out to the mines and working them to death. If you can shut down the mines or somehow let people escape from the city, that would be the best. If you need to meet us at the temple."
All right, guys. I think it sounds like Thrax's prioritization of checking out the mines is the way to go. They're in the temple, but let's go see what we can do there.
Good, let's go.
Okay.
Does Thrax know the way to the mines? Do we all?
Yeah, he was on patrols around here a lot. He knows the way up to the pass where he thinks the mines might be. He knows the canyon or the gully or gulch or something where the battle happened north of town.
Yeah, that was a pretty critical moment in your life. So I think you'd
Are
be
you
able to
sure it's
find
not
it.
a defile or a chasm or a wadi or an arroyo,
Wash.
a wash? I just want to make sure we know exactly what we're getting into.
All right. So you go around the city, and as you go around the city, you keep looking at the city walls. There are some soldiers on the city walls. Mostly it's around the gates. You see soldiers and you see giants around every set of gates. And again, their attention is mostly looking inward. So it's not that hard to stick to the vegetation and keep from attracting their attention. When you get to the north side and the smell gets stronger, you see there's like it's a pyre, and it's got what appear to be dead bodies on it. And it looks like this has been this is used regularly. It's not something that was just thrown together today or yesterday. It looks like this has been burning for a while and is just part of what the city does at this point. And there's a sort of leading out of the north gate, there's a sort of well-defined pathway, and you see, it's very well tracked, and you see some giants along the way, and you see some of these soldiers with the red sashes along the way that sort of make a path the how far would it be, like 5 miles out to where this pass is.
So can we tell whether the bodies are being dragged out from the city or from elsewhere? Like, do we see a cart going laden one way and empty
Bring
the
out your
other or something?
dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I will have Melvin and Schmax give me a perception check. I assume you're not approaching too closely.
15.
24.
Okay. Yeah, Schmax, you see, even from this distance, you see lots of lines going from outside the city. From outside the city going in, lines in the dirt, going right to that pyre. So it looks like things have been dragged from down the road in the direction of the mine to that pyre.
Maybe that's consistent.
This makes you
with
think
what
they
we-
should have built it closer to the mine, really. They were
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, it seems like it's just a pile of burning bodies, right? Put that anywhere.
There were ordinances.
Yeah, you have to do it close to the city.
Zoning, so yeah, gotta get the, that's right. The
Keep down
crematory
property values. is
zoning,
important. Yeah.
zoning code.
It was a NIMBY problem.
And as you get about 3/4 of the way down, you hear you do hear some people like complaining. You hear some sort of crying back behind you on the road, and you see people being escorted on the road in the direction of the mine, and just sort of looking downtrodden. And they're humans, they're dwarves, and they're all being guarded by these soldiers with the red sashes.
How many
How many people?
people and guards?
Guards,
Okay.
yeah, and the guards are giants or they're
No, there are giants sort
Humans.
of all along the way. There are giants within sight, but let me see.
When
Yeah, you
say
see-
there's giants within sight, like they're also walking this path, and are we like off to the side of it?
I think
Kind of
we're in
in
the
the-
vegetation. he
Yeah,
said.
that's what I'm thinking. Is you're sort of off to the side of it, keeping it in sight.
Okay.
So you see like 12, let's call them prisoners for lack of a better word. You see 4 guards, and within not too far of a distance are a couple of frost giants.
you said
They're-
4 guards? Sorry.
Yeah.
4 guards, yeah.
Do we want to try and free these people, or do we think it's better to approach without revealing that we're here?
Is it Brambrick asking?
Rembrandt is wisened up.
He's grown up
Have
a lot,
we-
yeah, you know, got a
Have we
character arc.
have we seen groups frequently, or is this like this is the only group, including the nearby giants, like that we can see in the distance and in the behind?
Correct. Yeah, this is the first group you've seen.
I would
I think we should free them. I think
Well,
two
we-
fewer giants getting to the mine is makes sense to me.
Once we free these people, what becomes of them? Like, do they just melt into the woods? They can't go back to the city. They can't go forward to the mine. Are we beholden to take care of them instead of?
We can turn them over to the orcs.
I'll tell you what happens to them if we don't free them. They go to the mines and get worked to death.
So I would vote for trailing this group and seeing, observing as much as we can to see what if there's a system of passcodes or other things to gain entry to the mines, because I think that just freeing these folks would make us feel good, but really we need to gain entry to the mines and get everyone out.
Do we think that the frost giants are sophisticated enough to have a system of passcodes? I mean, I suppose the dwarves might, but frost giants don't really strike me as the type to have a.
They're the most protocol driven of the giants.
Yeah, it's a fair
Jay,
point.
how far away did you say the frost giants were that could see this group?
I mean,
I'm
maybe
trying- here's what I'm
100
trying to
feet
get-
either direction.
I'm trying to get a sense of if we could, you know, snipe some of these guards, maybe the rest come after us and we grab them and steal some sashes, or is there some way, without seeing it, it's hard to conceptualize for me. Is there some way to ambush them where we could, you know, tackle them and silence them and steal sashes and just pose as guards? Is there anything like that available?
I mean, you'll get the frost giants' attention if you do that. Is that what you're asking?
I was hoping to do it without getting their attention, but you know, what are there, 2 frost giants?
Well, how many frost giants have we seen in total as we went around the city?
Lots.
Yeah, at least 20. I mean, you saw some on the wall as you went around. Then as you're walking on the wall, they're pretty frequent.
So we almost need to distract these, get these giants away from these gates so we can go in and figure out what's going on with the mine.
Well, I think, Jay, you said that we're far enough away
We're
from
still
the
pretty-
city. The other frost giants can't see us right now, right? It's just the 2 that happen to be near this group of prisoners and guards. Is Jay frozen?
No, I'm I'm
Oh.
thinking. Yeah, you'd only attract the attention of these 2.
What about some version of, and I haven't thought this through, so bear with me, but some version of getting the attention of these guards, distracting them such that a couple of us could slip in with the prisoners and enter that way. Is there anything valuable there? Like Schmax fights unarmed, I could presumably as a thief hold out on Whisper and a set of lockpicks. You know, Khalifa might be able to go in wizardly. You know, is there anything to just posing as humans and infiltrating in that way? Just
See, I was thinking similarly, but that we might, instead of sneaking into their group, by watching them and seeing how they're getting folks in, that we might pose as guards and prisoners as a group.
Prisoner transfer, cell block.
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Brandbeck, take it easy. I see where he's going with this.
It's a boring conversation anyway.
Everything's fine. Situation normal. I like the idea of that. We might be benefited by that idea of the, you know, hijacking some red sashes from these people, but then of course that
Here's
may
the thing we
result
could
in a
do.
battle.
I have the ability to manifest a mundane object. I could manifest a bolt of red cloth and we could just make a bunch of sashes.
Make us ashes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So
Well,
like the
I
wind,
mean, I have-
grandmother.
Yes.
I thought I thought it had to
seen
fit in your
but it
hand or something.
Oh, I don't know.
I,
It says a
I think
mundane-
there's some sort of size limitation, but go on.
It was a mundane object, I thought. What's more mundane than a bolt of
Well,
cloth?
I have seeming, but it
You-
seems it's a fifth level
You're-
spell, and making red sashes out of or uniforms to fit in seems a little overkill for a fifth level spell at 10 o'clock in the morning when we might have to fight giants.
Well, as a DM, you can tell me if that's hand sized or whatever.
No larger than 3 feet on a side and weigh no more than 10 pounds. So very light silk,
Yeah,
maybe.
Sounds like some
3 feet
cloth.
on a side, 10 pounds of cloth. That's a lot of cloth. Yeah, that's plenty. Oh, look. Oh my goodness.
Hey, buddy.
Leo.
Crawled over. He's learned army crawling.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Can't he's traveling around the house now. He doesn't get his knees under him for a full crawl.
Oh, it's just like sprawl on the belly. It's with the,
Yeah, just on his belly with the arm like
So
Oh,
much
well.
to see.
yeah. Okay. You go back with your mom.
It's like, no, I don't want to leave. This is the good
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
You're so happy, man. Awesome.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Brambrick can be the Green Mile Michael Clark Duncan character, and we can just yeah.
Well, yeah. So some of the prisoners are of different races, and all the captors are all dwarves, right?
They're mostly dwarves. They're like 3/4 dwarves, 1/4 humans.
Okay. Okay. So, but
Nice.
the prisoners are probably more mixed, I would imagine.
More mixed, but sort of represent the population of Mirabar, mostly dwarves, but not.
Yeah. Clearly, I'm not passing for a dwarf. My slight frame and hairless face.
Do we still have the hat of disguise?
We do. I believe
Oh, I'm sure
Breezy
about
has it in his.
And I think doesn't Neil also have his armor can allow him to disguise himself as well?
Yep.
I thought, or no?
You can certainly
yeah.
change the way his armor looks. Does it?
Uh-huh.
Does it cast disguise self on you? I don't remember. Or does it just change the way the armor
Hang
looks?
on.
I think it's just the clothes.
Brambrick actually has the hat of disguise.
How convenient, since he's our most conspicuous
I
not
could
dwarf.
assume the appearance of a normal set of clothing or some other kind of armor. But I'm still 2'8". Like I'm neither dwarf nor human.
Perhaps
So
if
I'm
we
a
put you,
prisoner. if
Could
we
be a
need-
child. You could be a child.
we could put you in a trench coat on top of someone else.
I'm fine hanging out outside. In my back pocket, I've got suggestions, so I can always suggest to the frost giants that they go and open the mine and free everybody. But he might see some resistance from frost giants on the inside.
We also have the wand of polymorph, don't we? Or did we give that up?
No, we still have that.
Weren't the dwarfs like fixing it for us? Because wasn't it broken?
No, we
somehow?
did. We got
You
it
got it.
fixed.
Oh, we got it
We've
back.
we used its fixedness on frost giants before.
That's right. Yeah. Turned him into some turtles, as I recall.
Yes, we did.
What is the scroll of good berries?
Good berry is a spell.
It
It
makes
lets me.
berries.
It lets you create berries that restore a 1 point of health and constitute a full day's worth of rations.
Oh, okay.
So I think I have something that can do enlarge reduce, so we could enlarge Neil, but I think he would just look like a large halfling.
It would just double his size. I mean,
Like
he would
it-
look
it-
human, essentially
it
like a
wouldn't-
short human.
It wouldn't put a beard on his face.
No. But that'd be
No, but
fine.
then he might be able to look, sufficiently human that modifying his armor to have a red sash.
Yeah, I think that would work for me. Yeah.
I don't think we need to worry too much about fooling the frost giants.
I especially think if we show up with a bunch of prisoners to dig in the mines, they're going to be like, looks good. Come on in.
All right, so who's gonna act like a captor? I'd say Thrax obviously makes a good
Right.
captor.
Oh, captive. Okay.
Captor.
Captor, I guess is what I was trying to say.
Somebody in disguise. Like,
So Brambrick has the cap of disguise. That would be another one that could be
What am I gonna
Captain.
disguise myself as?
A captor, a human.
I don't, it doesn't change your size. though,
Then
right?
change the size though,
That is
yeah.
a
You
weird.
can change it by a
cap.
foot, by up to a foot.
Oh, so I could be
Oh,
a
but-
tall human then.
Yeah, that works.
So now Thrax and I are playing the role of slavers.
Yes.
Yeah, and the rest of us are prisoners.
Better yet, we get to talk our way through this one.
Do we know that?
Yeah, we have the people with the really high charisma are gonna,
Do we know
I
that
can
they
do
are
that.
even engaging in slavers that bring them captives?
Maybe Neil should also pose as a.
Yes. Maybe we should hand Neil the hat of disguise and enlarge him. And
Well, one of the scrolls that I do have prepared is enlarge reduce, so I could cast enlarge reduce on him. It only lasts. Shoot, how long does that last?
1 minute.
1 minute. So that
Ooh.
that wouldn't really help for like the long
gonna do
game.
it.
The nice thing about the Kappa disguise is that it's I guess just at will. You're just constantly disguised.
hmm,
So we could, I mean, there are Goliaths in the area. You could still pose as a captor as a Goliath if you had the red sash on. I don't know if we've seen any Goliaths.
Goliaths don't
yeah.
sell other people.
Oh, okay.
Look,
So
from the perspective of a frost giant, are they really going to tell the difference between? Could they really tell the difference between like 7 feet and 3 feet? Probably not.
I don't
It's all
think so.
just really small to them.
I think
We're
we're
about the
better off
same
having
height.
someone with a lot of persuasive ability being the captors, right? I mean, Thrax can be a captor because he's already a dwarf and all he needs is a sash. And if we have some humans, that could work. But like, I just don't know about Brambrek.
I can talk. I'm 2'8", but I can talk my way out of it.
I could also do it for sure. And I'm not 2'8", so it might be easier for Ariel to manage that.
I'll be a captive. That's
I'm going
fine.
to be. So I'm gonna as we go, I'll be the leader, and I'm just gonna keep my hand under part of my vest, like underneath, and I'll have a three-pointed hat, and I will speak with a French accent. And my name for this expedition will be Napoleon.
Napoleon.
They will be very intimidated. I may be short in stature, but I am the most powerful man in the land.
How can we pass that up?
All right. So we've got 3 captors and 5 prisoners.
Okay, so who are the captors again? Neil, who, and who?
Neil, Ariel, and Thrax.
Okay.
So Thrax is bringing up the rear and looking menacing.
And
Are the
Brambrek,
cap-
do you have the hat of disguise on? Are you making yourself look like a?
Can the hat of disguise sort of disguise our armor? Because I'm not gonna like take off my armor and armaments
Yeah,
to be a
it just-
captive.
It disguises yeah, I mean,
Oh,
they
oh.
might hear it clink clink, but yeah, it totally changes you and everything you're wearing and can shrink you by up to a foot. Again, if somebody touches you, they would feel, hey, he's not, but why are they gonna do that? Just have to duck your head.
Okay, yeah, I'll hat of disguise, I guess, to look a little bit smaller and less like a giant fighter.
Okay, so are you looking human or something?
Yeah, a tall human and somewhat disheveled and
Okay. All right, are you following in behind, so what's the approach?
I'll be
So
going first.
Well, I guess we ought to wait until we see this group go in.
I don't know what the plan is. Do we
Yeah, it
just
seems like
want
we
you to,
gotta-
like let us in because
I
trying to
believe the plan
infiltrate.
is we continue to follow and watch from the side,
Yeah.
and see how they enter, if there's anything of
Mhm.
note. in that. And then presuming that we think we can fake it, then we, pop out of the woods around the bend or whatever and come up with a new group of prisoners.
So should we send the owl or someone to like spy on the exchange when they're going into the mines to see if there's a password or something?
Let's just send one of our stealthier people.
I could just, if it's dim at all or there's shadows, I can go ahead and be invisible and creep up there.
Yeah, let's establish a mental link and then we'll send you guys maybe as a pair ahead, Breezy and Schmax, to be quite a bit in front of us, and the rest of us will follow at a little bit more of a distance. And hopefully you guys can catch the password and the sequence of events for prisoner transfer.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So y'all are at a distance. Breezy and Schmax, you get closer pretty easily, and you see, this whole group approach the mine entrance. You can tell the prisoners are looking very worried. There doesn't seem to be any ceremony. The guards just push them in, and they go in without complaint. And there are other guards and giants standing at the entrance to the mine, and there's not really much ceremony. Brambrek, give me a perception check with advantage.
You're on mute.
8. Okay. All of you see from a distance, but Breezy and Schmack see closer, that after those prisoners get put in, walking out of the mine is a Goliath wearing this red sash that all the other soldiers are, carrying somebody. It's like a human woman over her shoulder. She dumps that human woman down on the ground just like a sack of potatoes. She walks back into the mine, and the woman is like gasping for air, like she can barely breathe. But after a minute or two, she's calmed down and she's able to breathe, and she's not able to stand really, but she's got her breath back at least.
I can't believe a Goliath would do that.
Maybe he was rescuing her. You're
That's
such a
the-
Goliath chauvinist, I swear.
So the woman that was gasping for air wasn't wearing a red sash, but the Goliath was.
Correct.
To me, it looks like that person with Goliath size and skin tone is in league with the folks in the red sashes. We don't know if that's under duress or with the intent of being an inside person. Brambrek will give them the benefit of the doubt, but they appear to be in league with the enemy.
Okay. And after, I don't know how long you watch, but after about 2 minutes, she sits up. After about another 5 minutes, they send her back into the mine.
Oh, goodness. It seemed like she was suffering some sort of respiratory ailment, possibly from exposure down in the mine, and was able to get some fresh air out here, but is hardly given any chance to recover before they sent her back in.
So is there any way we could have gone and like rescued her or found out what was going on?
Not now.
Communicated with her? No.
I mean, that would be charging right in the middle of everything.
Right.
So how many guards are at the entrance now? Did the guards that
how many
dropped off
guards
the new
and
prisoners
giants?
stay?
You see 8 dwarf/human guards and 4 frost giants in the immediate area.
4 giants.
It was too easy earlier. We just wanted to wait till we doubled the fight. Should we try to sneak in? We've got a solid plan, I think. The captors will have to think of some excuse to follow us in.
Do we want to make any preparations for noxious airs or dangerous atmosphere inside this mine? Do we have anything we can plan ahead for?
I have a scroll of gust of wind. Oh no, I don't. I didn't prepare
Chrissy,
that.
don't you have some sort of like,
I have a necklace of adaptation, so I
That's
can
the
breathe
thing,
normally
yeah.
in any environment.
Yeah.
So, good for me. That doesn't help everybody.
It also requires attunement, right? Which you can attune at this point.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many things you're attuned to, but probably not 3.
I don't know either. Let me look. Attuned 2. Oh no, 2, including that necklace.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Whisper and the necklace are the 2 things I have attuned. For what that's worth.
Well, we don't know if it's contact exposure or respiratory. It did appear that she was coughing though. And I don't even know if it's something that we could disperse with a, gust of wind or anything. Certainly Breezy's necklace will be beneficial, but I don't know if we have time to prepare for any other contingencies.
Well, luckily we have an owl that's going to come with us. And if things are really bad, we'll know when the owl keels over.
If only we had a
Owl in the coal
canary.
mine, the owl in the mithril mine, the famous adage. Yeah.
Right. Owl in the mithril mind. Well, shall we enact this plan? Do we like it, or should we wait to see if the guard thins out some in case there is resistance?
So our end game is to
I don't like it.
shut down the mine and free the people in the mine, correct?
Right,
That's what we're trying to do.
right. And right now we
Once
know
we end
where
up in the
mine
mine, we
is.
end up at the mercy of all of the people in the mine.
Yeah, that's my concern, is it's not like
And,
strategically
and how,
the best.
once we start freeing people out of the mine, won't the rest of the frost giants come to the mine entrance to see what's going on?
Is there any indication that there are any other entrances to this mine? Any other ventilation shafts, any other openings, anything, Jay?
No, not apparently. No.
So
So they're not really mine engineers then, huh?
Thrax, do you have any experience with mines? Do
And the
you know-
acoustics is terrible.
That's acoustics are also terrible. Yeah.
Thrax, would that be a thing? Would there be ventilation shafts that would be created for a mine in order to?
Thrax is a barbarian, not a mining engineer. So, I mean, he was here as guard and mercenary. He
Fighter.
was not.
So we could go in the mine, which I agree seems like a bad plan to just put yourselves under the thrall. We could do just hit and runs out here. I don't know how effective that'll be at getting the mine to close, but just like keep picking off solitary frost giants but
Well, can we take 8 guards and 4 giants?
well,
Yeah.
we can run away, and draw them off.
Yeah.
Because if we could, if
I
we
mean,
could
we
take
could
control of
certainly
the
take two
entrance,
frost
then
giants
we-
at a time.
What's that?
We can take 2 frost giants at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could do the old like one person runs out and is like, yeah, 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 and then runs away, and then they come,
I hear that it's good hypnotizing those guys. That works well.
Oh yeah, the hypnotizing.
But the
Oh,
question is, with the hit and run plan, what's our end game there? Like,
Right.
okay, so we kill 2 frost giants, and then they beef up the guard.
Well, but if we take control of the mouth of the mine,
We just every time someone comes up to say, hey, what's going on? We just shoot them.
right? Yeah, we could, or if they're bringing people staggering out from bad air, we just don't send them back in again.
Can't we
Another thing
turtle
which
owl
I don't
them
know
as
if we
they
could
come
use
out?
somehow is that I remember I have this this arcane gate spell that maybe we could somehow use if we were inside. We could use that maybe to make a portal back to the exit, maybe circumventing some of the way up.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that can go
be a
pretty
way to
far.
get a
Even
bunch of people out relatively quickly.
That can go like 500 feet, can't it?
It can go 500 feet, so that's a pretty good distance to shortcut around some people, though I do have to see both points in order to set it up. So
Oh,
that's the
yes,
only thing that's going to make it a little difficult in a mine environment. I'm not sure exactly how that would work.
Yeah, you don't have to see them both at the same time.
Let's see, 1 point has to be 2 points I can see, so that's the problem. Yeah,
Oof. Yeah, I don't know. How
that
would
doesn't
in a
work great
mine,
in a mine, I guess.
unless you can see the entrance from somewhere in there.
I mean, if they had just guards at the entrance, but you could otherwise see things from down the corridor, that might give people a head start, but it's not going to do much more than that, I guess, come to think of it.
You could set it up just inside the entrance and then 500 feet away to give them a head start.
Right.
It's not 500 feet is not much of a head start against.
Frost giants have pretty big strides, as I recall. You're going to eat that up pretty fast.
Oh,
All right, scratch that one.
we could set up a series of mirrors so that you could see.
Oh, I like it. Oh, that's good.
What's the
From down the shaft, I like it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so are we is our vantage point like in a grove of trees within like how far away?
That's
Yeah,
it. Ask the trees what they would do.
Yeah, you're on a hill. Yeah, you're on a hill, hiding in the overgrown underbrush, etc.
What are we, like 500 feet from here, or is it even further, you think? Or
I'll say you're what is 500 feet? I don't even know.
Well, it's like a football field and a half distance.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're not farther than that.
Okay. So if we had some sort of distraction in which we drew the guard to here, if you could see within that tunnel, we could use your portal to get us all immediately inside the door.
Again, back to the original question though, what are we doing when we get in there? Like, we could put ourselves in there any number of ways, but what's the plan in there?
I think
Is there any evidence that there are giants in the mine? Is the mine really tall, Jay? Do you think
There
there's
is not, and
giants inside?
it doesn't look like they would, as far as you can tell, it doesn't look like they would fit easily in there.
Good question then.
Okay. Okay.
So it sounds like we have a plan to infiltrate in force, but is there a better way for us to reconnoiter? Could we send the owl in? Could we send Breezy and Schmax in by themselves to find out what's going on while the rest of us stay outside? And be prepared to run in swinging axes if needed. Like, I mean, we just don't have enough data.
I could send the owl in there, but I feel like if it were a large area, he might be able to fly overhead, but I think he'll be a sitting duck, pun intended, because it's going to be low ceilings, and even though he does fly stealthily, they'll see him. He's not invisible. He doesn't hide. He's just quiet.
Invisible.
Invisible.
I mean, it's nice and dark in mines. I think it'd be pretty easy for me to be invisible the whole time, and Breezy could be, I imagine, pretty much undetectable, unless it's really small, I suppose.
So then we just maybe
Little
need
small
to,
hallways. So maybe we need to creep in, psychic link, and we see what we see, huh?
well, maybe we need to create some remote diversion and draw some attention away from the entrance.
I don't know. I think our guys are sneaky enough as is.
Yeah, I think we can sneak right by him.
If they're guarding the mouth of the mine, how do we sneak past? I mean, a mine mouth is, it's not an enormous cave entrance, right? It's not.
Yeah, I think if we wait until it's a little bit dark, I at least could be invisible in the dark, right? Jay, what's my
Yeah, there's shadows
light or
around the entrance
darkness.
of the mine.
Yeah, dim light or darkness, I can become invisible
I think
until
I
I'm in an
definitely
area
think a
bright lights,
combination. of like waiting till dark and then, firing off glowing arrows or setting a fire or something, anything that causes them to like look toward brightness,
Exactly.
and then we can slip in behind and see what's what.
I mean, I could set up I could cast, just light as a cantrip, and make kind of a beacon, and then cast fog cloud on top of it,
Oh, that's
and then
cool.
drop the fog cloud after we've, gotten away for a while, so we're not right next to it.
Well, even better than light, I could create a bonfire with this necklace of bonfires. I have to concentrate on that for a minute, though. But yeah, I think that could work. Light or bonfire or both. Or we could just light an actual fire.
Yeah, I think some kind of fire and or light and a fog to make it really obscured. I think that's really an interesting approach.
I like it. So it's midday or something?
Yeah, not even. Late morning.
Oh, bummer.
It wouldn't hurt us to just watch the entrance for the rest of the day anyway, just to see what comes and goes, what's going on.
That's true. Is there any time pressure here?
So yeah, after about 10 minutes, you do see some guards haul out of the mine a dead body, and they drop it in a big cart.
Losing
How many-
innocent lives.
How many guards and did they
You
go back in the mine?
You saw two coming out of the mine. Yeah, they go back
Two
in.
coming in and the same two went back in. Okay.
Mhm.
Are they doing anything that seems to protect them from that air or whatever is causing this problem?
Can't tell.
Can't tell.
So it sounds like the longer we wait, the more people are dying inside. So could we just like eliminate those guards using the old turtle plus owl treatment and then sneak in?
Why don't we do this? Why don't we have one of our stealthier members go, a few hundred yards away from the rest of the group, light a fire, sneak back to us, and when some of them go to investigate, then we slip in behind them, potentially having split their group to a smaller, more subduable force, or something that could be fooled with our original ruse of prisoners and guards. Anyone?
Yeah, create a diversion, distract the guards, sneak in. Who's going to be the Ewok in this?
It's probably should be me. I think. I could also just do a drumming performance, and they'll come my way.
Oh,
But then
Your
you're
little friend has done something rather rash.
I have a scroll of minor image, and I could create what would be a minor image? Could I create an image of a? I could create an image of a.
it's a
What
silent
would be
image.
most interesting to a frost giant?
Yeah, it's a silent image, and you can create a 15-foot image, I think. So even though it's silent image, it's actually could be pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So it could
So
be.
it could look like a frost giant out in the distance.
Oh yeah,
A lady frost giant.
a lady frost giant.
With the lipstick and the
Lipstick and the bow in the hair.
I think that's a good idea.
Maybe, and I think it's not a static image. It can be moving. It just doesn't make noise. So you could have it like beckoning them or something. So what about if we make a fire distant behind us and then have the silent image of a frost giant beckoning them as if like, come help me with this fire, but not making noise. Or someone can fake noise. Does someone have thaumaturgy or no?
I have thaumaturgy, yeah.
Yeah, you could make like a big, you know, hollering sort of noise. And maybe the frost giant can have like a horn or something, and you can make the noise of this horn. Because I don't know, you don't speak giant, neither.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't speak giant, that's for sure, but
I
guess
speak giant. I can teach you what to say.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I could speak 3 times as loud as normal. So I could make a very, very loud giant booming if you want me to, if you teach me a couple words of giant.
All right, so now we got
What do we think would be,
I like this. This is a good plan.
now we got a fire.
We just need a few more moving pieces and then it'll be
yeah,
done.
we're almost there.
All right, so I can create plant growth so that they all go there, and
then you make a wall of
plants
trees.
are going to grow, and then they won't be able to get back to the entrance.
It's nice that we're using 17 spells to create a diversion too.
Hopefully they're all low. We got all these toys. We got to use them sometime, you know?
All right, so
All right, I like it. Let's do this.
we're gonna do this. We're gonna set a fire, then we're gonna create an image of a frost giant, and then we're gonna use thaumaturgy to indicate it, like blowing a horn of warning and beckoning people.
And our frost giant
and
image definitely has a. Oh wait, I don't know. Do the frost giants have their sash on or no? They don't have a sash. Okay, never mind. Sorry, frost giant just looks like a frost giant.
All right, and then
I
Do we have to?
Take a second and imagine that you're creating an image of a human. You know, like what would that person look like if you were trying to create a? We're gonna make a image of a person. It's gonna look like a human, and it's gonna beckon them. What would that person look like?
Just
The
a rabbit.
Greendale human being from Community.
Yes, exactly. It's indeterminate. It's just a person.
Person. So do we have to wait till dark? I guess for.
no, let's just do it in the day. I mean,
Yeah,
I
do it
think
in
this
the
is
day?
gonna be distracting enough.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
I think. I don't know. That's what I say.
Every plan is made better by doing
Did
it
we
faster.
account for how long their strides are?
They have huge legs. The frost giants do, but I think the humanoids are probably just as swift as we are. All right, so
Okay,
can
and if
we,
we have to tangle with the giants, if they don't fall for this and we end up fighting them. Last time that hypnotized thing worked really well. Do we still have that?
Yep, I could do that if needs be.
Okay.
all right, so shall we do this on the count of 3? All right, we got a thumbs up from Breezy. Thumbs
Right,
up
so
from
who's on team distraction? Khalifa and Neil and Ariel.
Apparently.
Yeah,
And what are the rest of you doing? Never
Trying
mind.
to find a
Forget.
thing
Sorry to ask. Sorry to ask the probing
Max
question.
and Breezy are sneaking in. Thrax, Melvin, and I are gonna kind of like stay back to help them if need be. But we're assuming
You
they're
guys are
gonna-
like kind of hidden, but closer to the entrance, right? Is that
Yeah.
kind of your thing? Yeah. Okay. When you're gonna kind of respond, do we have a psychic link set up?
yeah. Let's set that up right now, and then I will, in the distance, set up that bonfire to actually catch a few trees on fire, and I'm sure after a minute of a bonfire burning at the base of a tree, will probably catch enough on fire that it'll burn by itself.
Okay.
And then I'll.
It's gonna burn like a hill giant house, man.
The local news is going to be like, not only has giants invaded our city, but then our city burned down. What will go wrong for Mirabar next?
Could be
All
worse.
right.
You should hear what happened to that drow city under the
Yeah,
under
right.
the earth.
Seriously.
All right, so yeah, you start the fire, and yeah, some of the trees start to go up, and so Neil, you use the scroll of silent image to make a giant, and Ariel, you have it saying what? Come over
It
here.
was just a booming warning sound, like a horn of warning, and
Like go away from
just
here.
whatever the giant word for fire that Melvin taught me.
Okay.
Come fight the
How about
fire.
help?
Help,
about
help,
help?
help.
All right, so I want Neil and Ariel to both roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Badoink.
Ooh, not a good
Nice.
roll.
I got a 30.
Only an 18.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. So
I yelled help really well.
yeah. So you know, everybody at the mine entrance looks over at you. And the giants, you know, to the extent that you can read giant body language, they've been sort of bored. So they're interested in something going on. And they go, and with that high of a roll, four of the humans travel after them. So you split them exactly in half. 2 of the frost giants and 4 of the humans are coming at you. How far away are you?
Far.
Probably probably like 1,000 feet.
Like
we
half a
think?
mile or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, a couple thousand feet.
Okay.
maybe.
All right. And you're finding someplace to hide near here, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
not by the
Alright.
fire.
Yeah, we're not going up. We're not going back on the road that they're coming on.
Okay. Yeah, so they're not running full speed, but they're moving towards you. So what does everybody else do?
All right, so I guess Breezy and I are gonna sneak in, yeah?
Okay. So you move
Yeah.
easily enough with your invisibility, and I don't know if you use any teleporting. I guess that takes points. But yeah, it's you can stick to the shadows and stay invisible. Breezy, give me a stealth check.
Just for fun.
This is always fun.
1 million.
See if you break 30.
You're on mute.
You're muted.
Sorry, so many things. Okay, what is it? What are we doing here? Plus 13. $31.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And the rest of you are watching, and you know your friends are there, but you can't see them. And as you're watching, and Brambrek, you've moved a little closer, and also you're paying a little closer attention this time. Once again, that Goliath comes over with somebody over her shoulder, and it is her, because you recognize this time that Goliath is your sister. She takes somebody,
What?
throws them down on the ground, goes back in, and that person again is like wheezing for air.
Rex, that's my sister. That's Kalia. I thought she was captured by giants years ago.
I guess she was.
We've got to rescue her. I don't know what's going on.
She didn't look like she need rescued.
So the other, Breezy and Schmax, as you're, about to do this, you see the same thing. You see that Goliath, you can tell she's female. She dumps somebody down there. They're gasping. She goes back into the mine. Are you going in the mine entrance?
We have a mental
Oh, yeah.
link, don't we?
We do.
You do have a mental link. Yeah.
I send a message to them and I'm like, that's my sister. Follow her. See what she's up to.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Good
We
a
were gonna
plan as
go in
any,
anyway,
yeah.
so, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we sneak in after.
All right. You go in the mine. You're going behind her. Schmax, you immediately realize that this is hard to breathe. This is, you feel short of breath almost immediately. I mean, your mental and physical training is helping you, but you feel the effect right away. Breezy, don't feel a thing.
So this is not poison. This is just lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you're following her?
Yes.
Okay. So she's going down, takes a right and then a left, then another left, and then goes to an area where there's a bunch of people working slowly, sort of, Seven Dwarf style, chipping at the walls. And one of them looks at her and says, you're hiding and you're watching this. One of them looks at her and says, "Dry shelter. Thank you for coming. Can you bring me up top?" And she says, if you can say that, then you must have enough breath. I'll keep working. And there are other guards that are human and dwarf, but they're sort of cycling in and out. She's the only one who's sort of hanging out down there, seemingly undisturbed by the air. And there are several rooms.
So are they cycling in and out the front door, the front of the mine?
Yeah. They sort of hang out in the front and they come down and look around every now and then, but not much.
Are we, whenever we get to this face where they're working, is this like the end of the mine, or is there galleries and tunnels beyond? Like, have we reached where the work is happening?
Yeah, you've reached the end. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're picking out these little lumps and throwing them into a cart.
So this should give Schmax and I a pretty good sense of like
how many people,
what the opposition is.
So we have a good idea of the number of guards, I guess, right?
Yeah,
we would have passed them all or seen them all, I think, at this point, right?
Yeah, as you went just inside the mine, there were 4 of them, and then there are sort of 2 of them down here, not counting the Goliath.
So as we're mental linking, Schmax, there are 2 guards down here, right? I mean, is there anything to the idea of trying to just hit those 2, let everyone know that this is kind of the limit, what they see is what they get, as far as, like, there's not like a huge group of guards down here underneath.
Yeah, no, there aren't. Sounds like
it's not like we're gonna hit
straight.
the people at the top and have 500 people boil out of the mine.
Yeah, it seems like we could pretty easily take the mine itself. How
So,
many
like,
workers are there? How many workers are there, Jay?
You're seeing there are 40 probably.
Oh, damn.
And maybe it's not one big room, maybe it's like a big room with some rooms branching off of it, but they're all within a short distance.
Right, but if they could, if they started a ruckus up top, that meant we could just focus on these 2 guards. That seems
Does
like
it?
a thing that would work.
Or I could cast silence and we could just focus on the 2 guards,
That works.
because they wouldn't be able to yell up to the top, I guess, until the other ones rotated in. I guess we could just cast silence, and as they rotated in, we could just kill them one at a time. For 2 at a time. As long as we
Do
get
we
last
need
to
to,
get down there.
before we do something like casting silence, do we need to do something like shout at Brambreck's sister? Brambreck is outside of the mine, and then cast silence?
Well, so do we think that she is
Complicit?
helping people? Is she complicit? Yeah, what's our impression, Jay?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, both of you roll insight checks.
Thanks, Dave.
I knew what was coming.
Ooh, not very insightful.
Well, I did worse.
Damn. What's
I
wrong
mean,
with this? It's the bad.
You're
oxygen.
getting a lot of conflicting information. I mean, she's Brambreck's sister. You saw her save people's lives, but she did it by dumping them like a sack of potatoes, and she seems to be acting like a guard down here. You're getting conflicting information.
Huh. Clearly.
So Brambrack, is there something we could, some phrase or other information we could pass on to your sister that would instantly make her our ally and make her realize that you're in the area?
Mom loved you best.
Good for her.
You could tell her
Family code word, anything.
don't have a family code word, but she wouldn't. If you told her Bloodhawk was there, she would know.
Bloodhawk?
Mhm.
Bloodhawk? I feel like we're learning something new here.
We are. Is that what they called you when you were a baby?
Mhm.
All right.
It was. We'll go into it later.
All right. What do we want to do, Breezy? What do you guys think up top? We all can talk to each other here, right? We got the mental link going on. Anybody else want to sneak down?
Anybody else want to weigh in before we start going ham?
Going ham on guards? I mean, we could just go ham on guards down here, and if the word gets out, then we could worry about it.
Wait,
I'm
just-
going to put a pause. I'm going to change scenes.
Okay.
So Neil, Ariel, Khalifa, you distracted the giants. You were like making your way back to the group, right?
Yes.
Okay. As you're making your way back, you do see something you hadn't seen before, which is, about 150, 200 feet away from the mine entrance in the other direction from where you were. There's a cart with what appears to be, a bunch of commoners standing around it, and some metal, appears to be some metal in the back. I mean, I assume you don't approach it very well. I shouldn't assume. If you don't approach it very closely, you can see the cart has some lumps of metal in it, and there's a dozen apparently commoners standing around it,
Well, if we really want to do it,
pointing away from the mine, just in case you care. It's pointing to the west.
Cause a
away from the
distraction. We can go. We can abscond with that cart. I don't know what the goal is, but
Is this right around the time that they're noticing Brambrick's sister and trying to make a plan for what to do inside the mine?
Sure.
So I think to everybody, I don't want to confuse the situation, but there is a rather large contingent of non-sash wearing humanoids moving away from the mine with a cart of the metal. I don't see any guards with them right now, but we could. We're a little ways away from the distraction. We could engage with them and see where they're taking this. What do you?
Let's find out what's going on.
Shall we, Ariel?
I mean, it could go south, but we could try it.
So
I don't know if we have a good vibe of whether these people are, again, in league with the miners or just delivery or.
It's going west. Don't worry.
Jay, does it appear that there's one of these commoners that's in the lead or more superior than the others?
Does not.
And there's no guards that we see with them.
They're what you see.
It could be the guards, right? I mean, that's the question.
Well, there are no sashed people.
Yeah.
We can dimension.
What are they wearing?
Commoner clothes.
But it doesn't match. They're not wearing matching clothes.
No.
Okay.
So they're not a breakdancing
I
troupe.
mean,
If you've ruled that out.
let's. I say we can go up and I can attempt to charm one of them.
Okay, so Neil, you approach them by yourself, or
Yeah, do you
all
guys
three
want
of
to
you?
be with me, or
I'll approach as well with, hopefully with Ariel.
Ariel? You sound hesitant. Are you gonna hang in the back, hang behind a tree?
Um, no, I'll go with you guys. That's fine.
Might be the cult of Peckler Rock. You never know.
Yeah.
So as we get closer, Jay, I'm going to focus in on whoever seems to be talking the most.
None of them are talking. None of them.
Oh,
They're standing there
what are they
silently.
doing?
They're standing there silently.
All right. Well,
Like
then,
in a creepy way
let's-
or no?
So we're gonna change that. We're gonna come from a different angle, buy some plants. So we're gonna remain hidden if we can.
Okay.
And from hopefully there are some plants within that where we can remain hidden about 30 feet from them. And I'm going to cast detect thoughts on them, on one of them.
Okay. And there's no saving throw on that, is there?
There
Not
is
unless you
15.
probe deeper, right?
Okay. You cast detect thoughts, and all you feel is stillness. In fact, you have the overwhelming feeling of like a still lake with no ripples.
These guys are as dumb as rocks. They don't even think.
Surely that's not it. There's got to be at least something in there. Even someone who is very unintelligent is going to have some thoughts. I wonder if there's some other sort of enchantment on them in which they are not even in control of their minds, and their minds are just disconnected. I'll think to everyone. These commoners out here seem to not have any thoughts when Neil is trying to read their minds. I would wonder if perhaps Brambrecht's sister and many of the others are being controlled by someone else.
Do we notice anything else about the cart or the contents from this distance?
I mean, putting two and two together, it's presumably is the metal coming out of the mine. I mean, it certainly could be the mithril or aluminium or whatever that you saw earlier. They're not as big as the chunks you've seen. There are more small chunks.
And they're not moving it. They're just standing there with it.
Correct.
How about I'll just have my familiar sit here in the tree and watch them, and I'll just ask it to come grab us if they move. We might need to rejoin the rest of the group. It sounded like Schmax and Breezy were about to stir up some trouble down in the mine. Does that sound like a reasonable plan?
Sure.
Okay. So let's do that. I'll leave my familiar here in the tree, keeping watch, and he'll fly to me, fly back to the mine to catch up with us if they move. And so I'd lead the rest of the group back over to the vantage point outside the mine.
Okay.
Max
that-
and Breezy, do you want us to attack on the outside as well? Or are you going to try and silently stab guards in the interior?
Well, if there are only 2 guards down here and there are 40 workers, it seems like
That
we should
include my
be-
sister?
Okay, that's a good point. If your sister is a good guy, it's one thing. I think if she's not, if we can't win her over, then
Things go south quickly.
things go south pretty quick. Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
we'll be nearby if you need us.
It doesn't take long to get down here, unless you have to fight your way through a bunch of guards.
Well,
So
there's-
any sign of
aren't there
those?
4 guards and 2 giants on the outside still?
There are.
So it may take a little time for us to get to you.
Do you know what the depth of the mine is?
How
No,
far down did we go, Jay, as we went in? We didn't notice.
uh, I mean, not terribly far, not so, not so far that that would explain the bad air. It's more something else about the environment.
Okay.
So Neil, don't you have you have like a move earth tunneling kind of spell, don't you?
Yeah, I've got pass wall and it can create a hole 20 feet deep.
Hmm. You think we're deeper than 20 feet, Jay?
Yes.
I think we should shout Brambrecht's name at his sister.
Well, why don't we just sneak up next to her and whisper?
Oh, that's good. We can do that. And then, yeah, after things pop off, cast silence, and then do what we can down here. And if they see the people at the entrance, turn toward the thing, maybe they can take that as an opportunity to attack up top. Does that seem reasonable?
We've got your mental link. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm floating is like, assuming nobody at the mine entrance reacts, then
Yeah, maybe we can. So I think I stay invisible even if I talk. Yeah. It's only if I make an attack, cast a spell, or are in an area of bright light. So I could walk up next to her and say, so that's what I'm going to do, Jay.
okay.
I like
I'm
it.
going to wait for a moment where she's like,
Not
there's
near
not
the
too
other
much
guard.
going on. Yeah,
Sure.
not near the other guards, and where there's not too much going on. And I'm going to sneak up next to her and I'm going to say, Bloodhawk is here. He's outside the mine.
All right. She looks around. Give me a persuasion roll.
Persuade, there it is. Oh, I'm not particularly good at that.
Oh,
A 2.
Okay. She looks
She's
around.
not convinced. She's
Um,
not convinced.
Doesn't say anything. She does look around.
So I'm like,
Doesn't
Bloodhawk
say
is here.
anything.
Bloodhawk is here. He's outside the mine. Really? Bloodhawk is here.
no, I mean it this time. I didn't mean it before.
I really mean it.
I'm serious.
Bramber, give me something else. What else can I say? I need to shake her. All she hears is a mystery voice in the dark in the mine.
Tell her we're here to save the people in the mine.
Okay. All right. Cool. He's
That we-
here.
We saved
He
our
and his
family
friends, the
before, and-
Octopodemos are here to liberate this mine. Now's your chance. If you've been waiting for a chance, you now have 8 compatriots to assist you in liberating the mine. Are you with us?
So are you making it clear that you're like a person standing next to her talking to her? I mean, is she? I mean,
Not really. I'm
mean,
trying to be
okay.
really sneaky.
You're
about
like a
it.
ghost.
I'm like a ghost. I'm the ghost. of-
If you stop being invisible, you can't like go back to it easily?
No, I think I can.
okay. She walks over and then starts checking on some of the ones that are having a harder time breathing, but they're still standing, and they sort of look up at her. But as long as they're, they haven't collapsed from lack of oxygen or anything. So
All right, Schmax, let's wait for her to drag one up to the top. Then she won't even be in this area.
now, at some point, the ones up top that you distracted are going to get undistracted.
That's true.
So
They're gonna come back. Okay, so I'll make myself visible.
okay.
And I'll be like, look, Bramberg and I are the closest friends. We've been through many battles together.
So you're visible, but you're still trying to.
Bloodhawk.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm still
like,
quiet. I'm
"Ah."
still quiet. I'm
Okay.
still quiet, right?
Okay.
And I'm trying to, and if there are 40 people there, I'm sure I can find some vantage point where I'm like shielded from the guards, but I'm also like within
Okay.
her line of sight, and I can talk to her,
Okay.
and I'm ready to, to ninja my way out of there if need be. I'm
All
just trying
right.
to find out if she's with us or against us.
So now
Is
you're
any
appearing.
indication. Yeah.
All right, and you're saying, all right, you and Brambreck, what are you saying exactly?
Oh, I'm Brambreck and I are the best of buds. We've been through many battles together. We are blood brothers. We are fighters together. We are here to help liberate this mine. Are you with us?
She
He told me to
says,
tell you that Bloodhawk was here.
Bloodhawk is my brother, but I have brothers here too. And I'm doing good. I'm saving lives.
We can save all these lives. For once and for all. So you don't have to keep hauling them out of this. We can get them out of these conditions. Come on, look around. There are 40 people here. With you, me, and my buddy, a rogue, who is also hiding in the darkness. We can easily overwhelm any guards that might emerge. Free these people.
She says you're talking treason.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
All right, give me another
Treason
persuasion
against-
check.
Treason against an unjust. I've got to do better this time, right? Persuasion.
There's
You
a
literally
18 out of
couldn't
20
do it.
chance.
8.
Well, it was
So it's
better.
better than
Was
2.
better.
Still not that great.
If only ponies were down there to help you, man.
Oh, I know.
Isn't it a percentage better that you count? Like it's 4 times better. So that's
Breezy, maybe you should come. Maybe you should pop out and talk to her too, man. My persuasion has not been that great.
I don't know that I'm going to be much more persuasive.
So treason against who? Who are you sworn to that you would support this suffering?
And she
Evil in
points to
this
the red hawk symbol and she says, they took me in. They gave me a place. No more roaming through the wild. I was welcome in this city. And I'm saving lives. They've tasked me with saving lives down here.
We are here to save all the lives. We're here to shut this mine down and end this evil trade and human suffering forever.
She says, that will just anger the giants. You didn't see the slaughter before we toned it down. The giants were going mad with slaughter. We were the ones, and she's pointing again at the red hawk on her. She's like, we were the ones that stopped the slaughter.
So the Red Hawk Giants are running this mine? How many Red Hawk Giants are there?
There's the red hawks are like the guards with the red sashes.
Oh, with the red sashes. Oh, she had
Yeah.
a red sash on.
So she's pointing at her red sash and the hawk symbol and saying, no, we
Oh, I
stopped the
didn't know
giants.
She had a red sash on.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
That would have been a little bit of a clue.
Key piece of information.
I think that more distinguishes her loyalties there. Okay,
Yeah.
well, would you fight your brother if he intends to shut down this mine?
Tell my brother to come down here. He will be welcome with me. He can save lives with me. Pull people out of this mine before they choke on the foul air. I hear you rasping already.
It's the story with the air.
Is there
With
there
two of
someone-
us, we could save even more workers. We wouldn't have to lose any workers. I pull people up all day. With two of us, we could pull everyone out before they choke.
Is anyone collapsed in the time they're having this conversation?
Do you want there to? I mean,
Yes, I want there to be because I want Schmacks to
No,
say,
I think we can point to somebody and say that guy right there is in.
yeah,
desperate need
there's
of
somebody who's coughing and wheezing. He's
help. So
teetering.
that guy needs saving.
Schmacks-
I think you should save him.
yeah, ask her how she saves them or encourage her to take that one. Like, let's get her out of here. And
Perhaps you could show us. Perhaps
Pop
you could
off.
show us how you save this. How you save these.
Okay. Yeah, one guy's wheezing. He can barely stand. She says, I don't save them all, but when I can, when I can, I do. And so she goes up to one of them. Actually, two of them are looking are looking unsteady on their feet. As she walks up, they just collapse, whether it's real or whether they just want to be saved. And the other ones say, "Dry shelter, please, please help them out." And she grabs each one under an arm, and goes to walk out.
All right, I say we send Brambrick a message that she's on her way. Hit the room with silence. Let's take out 2 guards. Although, wait a second. The guards are attempting to save people's lives, apparently. Is that the theory we're operating under?
No, I think
You haven't
she's the
seen
only one
anybody.
hauling-
You haven't seen anybody else.
She's the only one hauling people out, I think. The other
Right.
guards are just thugs.
Fair enough.
All right.
So yeah, so we're doing it.
All right.
Let
Breezy-
Brambrick know his sister's on the way out.
Okay. Breezy and Schmax, roll initiative.
Initiative.
What do I got?
It's been so long.
Yeah, I don't even remember how. Boom. Let's see what that does. Big old 8.
15.
What do you got for the guards, Jay?
You're way ahead of me.
So I think before we attack them, we would sneak around and position ourselves between them and the door, so they're not running away from us.
Yeah.
All right. So I will move y'all to this map.
So is everybody united at the
It's a somewhat familiar map.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've never been in this cave before, ever. Okay, 15 for the guards.
Uh-oh. I have my old icon, I guess.
So both Schmax and the guards are 15, I think. That's what you said you had, right? Schmax was 15.
Yep, I got 15.
Well, the guards aren't going to do anything unless you attack first. So I guess you attack first.
That's
Yeah.
a good point. Are we up? Is
Since
this
I'm
the
in-
entrance up here? I
I
like
think
these
that's the
little
entrance up there, right?
gingerbread miners.
Mhm.
Red dudes, yeah. Now I have to remember how to change my. Oh well. The part of the ninja will be played by Sylvie today. All right, so has the group reunited around the mouth of the mine?
Doesn't matter.
No, I mean,
mean-
I'm asking them. I'm asking them. I'm curious about.
Yeah, we're reuniting. I mean, within visual of the entrance of the mine, but
Gotcha.
not like right outside.
Yeah, we may be engaging some frost giants and the 4 remaining guards up there soon, but you're on your own, gentlemen.
All right, sounds good. All right, Jay. Well, while invisible, I'm gonna walk up to this guard here, sneak up to him,
Okay.
and I am going to punch him.
All right. Well, you got advantage
Actually,
on your
maybe I'll
first
give
punch
him
because
a-
you're invisible.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll give him a good old ninja elbow. Man, it's been a long time since I've attacked. Let's see. Oh no. My macro's not working. So roll 1d, 2d20. Plus 1. Plus. And I leveled up. So my punches are plus 11. So 28.
Misses.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
That'd be pretty epic. Be like, okay,
You're
we're gonna leave
wearing
the mine.
Mithril.
Yeah, exactly. Time to leave the mine. Okay, and that does a 1d8 plus 5.
Did you cast silence? Just curious.
I haven't cast silence yet.
Okay.
So that's an 11 damage, and I'm gonna try and stunning strike this guy.
Okay.
So
So he has
that's
to do
a
con saving
Constitution
throw?
17. Yeah, con saving throw 17.
Okay. Yeah, he succeeds.
Oh, rascal. Lucky bastard. All right, well, I'll punch him again. I get to do this a few times. How many times do I get to punch him? I get to hit him twice, and then I can spend a key point and hit him. No, I can hit him 3 times with no key points, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so I will hit him again. Maybe this one's without advantage because he can see me now.
Correct.
30 so far from a crit. though.
Yeah.
6. Let's try and stun him again. It's 2 key points. Did I how to do?
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to roll. Success.
Man, this is a robust guard here, fellas. 13. That probably misses.
13 does miss.
All right. He's unstunned.
Oh,
Bummer.
so that's it. That's your 3 hits.
That's my 3 hits. I have not used a bonus action yet.
Well,
think
yeah,
your
your
third
bonus
hit-
action was that 3rd hit.
Oh, it was the 3rd hit. That's right. You're right.
All right. So I think that's your turn.
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay. So this one is going to turn around and try to hit you. Ooh, 3 times.
Oof. Oof.
Damn.
Oh,
2
okay.
hits.
So so I think that's 2-handed versus 1-handed. So 2 hits, so 7 plus 8 damage.
All right.
I don't know if you do anything special. I don't know. So you tell me if you had something special.
Yeah, I don't think I do reactions for spears. No, I do not.
All right. And this guy, he's gonna come help his buddy.
So you said 15, right? Yeah,
So is your armor class 20 at this point?
it is. Yeah.
Okay, so both of
Damn,
those
these
hit.
dudes are
Ooh,
good.
wow.
25.
25.
25 points of damage.
Oh, these dudes are kicking my ass here.
Well, we'll see if Breezy can't help a little bit.
All right.
All right, mine?
Yep.
From out of the shadows.
No noise from the guards, though, Jay?
No. Did you say any
Se-
noise? No.
17 at this one right here.
17 does hit. At which one? The
Yes.
one
The
near to
one-
you?
The one with his back to me.
Okay, yep.
Boom. Wow, that's a pretty terrible roll. Look at that. 4, 6, 6. Well, let's see if we can't do some damage, though. How do we feel about 30 points of damage?
Feeling pretty good. All right, so I'll assume you're okay. So you were hidden when this round started, so you can do a bonus action to whatever you like, hide or.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide back again.
Okay.
Sorry, Schmax, it's the best hope I can offer.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I'm just not sure that our plan. These guys are more robust than I figured they would be. Damn. All right.
We have to hit them to cause trouble.
Well, you know, they've just been. They must have decent con if they're. Let's see.
Well, you only got 2 data points, but yeah, they.
True,
I mean,
true.
they look pretty beefy.
They look pretty beefy.
You do have that dodge with the bonus action ability. Step
Yeah,
in.
no, I could yeah, no, I could step of the wind. I could extract myself from this without a I'm not sure I can go toe to toe with these guys though. But I can hit them twice and then I can disengage.
Okay.
So I'll do that. I will hit, let's see, I did, how many points of damage to that other guy?
How soon till we get the Temple of Doom effect, where they're all like,
So I'll try and punch this guy that Breezy hit for
Okay.
30.
Great.
How to do?
So close to a critical. All right.
Oh man, once again, okay. So 7, and I'll try and stunning strike him.
Okay. That's a critical. That's a 1. So he's stunned.
He's stunned. Okay.
and hit the other dude.
I will. Crit.
Ooh, yeah.
So I get to roll 2 d8s.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Oh, 15. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll try and stun him. Why not?
Okay. Success.
Oh, cool. I spent 4 key points. They're both stunned.
Success means he's stunned, or success means
Oh,
he's
sorry. He's not stunned. He's not stunned. I'm sorry.
He
I
saved.
meant that I was successful.
He's not stunned.
Right. So I've done my 2 strikes. I can spend a key point and I can strike twice more. So I will go
Okay.
ahead and do that. So that's 5. So now I can hit with advantage.
You hit with advantage. Why?
He's
Because
stunned.
they're stunned.
Well,
That one isn't.
one guy is, one guy is not.
Oh, you said success as in he was not
Yeah.
stunned.
Sorry, I tried to clarify.
Oh, I'm
He is
sorry.
not stunned.
Yes, no, you did clarify, but I missed the clarification. Got you. Oh, bummer. Okay. All right. In that case, I'm going to spend my key point to disengage,
Okay.
Good call.
and I will run away.
Where are you going?
I can get 50 feet away towards the entrance. This is the
50
entrance
feet.
over here, right?
I'll assume the entrance is bottom left, but it's
Oh,
like
down here.
that's like not the entrance. That's just towards the entrance.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So I go 50 feet up this passage, I guess. Oh, here we go. Wait, but this loops around. Oh, back this way. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, that's the entrance, that direction?
So kind
I
of
guess.
loop around there.
All right.
Jace.
All right. So now it's their turns. The one guy is
So I'm not going
stunned.
to go quite 50 feet. I'm going to go 40 feet away. Yeah, here we go.
Okay. One guy is stunned. The other guy's going to try to chase you, but he's only got 30 feet of speed. So
Perfect.
he's going to go 25,
Oh, so I went too far.
30.
That
That's
should be
fine.
About right here, I guess.
He's going to go 30. And then he's going to make 2 ranged attacks. So he's got yeah, he pulls out a crossbow. He's just going to make 1 ranged attack. 16 misses, right? All right, so he fires his crossbow.
It does.
As you blend into the shadows, he fires the crossbow. Okay. Breezy, you got a
All right.
stunned guy there.
Yeah, let's see what happens to him. 22,
Yeah, that hits.
39.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that was quite a hit. He's
Yeah. And
So
then
can we not rally all these miners to
they haven't been getting good oxygen for a couple hours, so
I gotcha. So they're
we're
not
going to help
exactly
him out of here in just a second. It's going to be great.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And then, yeah.
All right, back
Right.
He ducks
Back
back,
to you.
around the corner.
back to me. Well, what about that? Oh, he's stunned. Back to
so
me.
the guy near you fired a crossbow at you, and the guy
Right,
near Breezy
right.
is stunned still
Gotcha.
till the end of this turn, till the end of your turn.
Into the end of my turn, right? I can be able to restun him. So I think my best bet is to punch these guys, run up here, punch them, and then leave. It's gonna be kind of grueling though. 13. That misses.
That misses. Armor class is 16.
25 hits
Mhm.
for 11.
Okay.
How's he looking?
About halfway. A little healthier than halfway.
Thanks, Jay. That's that's very informative. It's more than we deserve, probably. So let's see. About halfway, huh?
About halfway. How much is that, Schmax?
He's bloody.
Well, I've hit him 3 times for around probably 30, 25, 30.
I'm just wondering because I've hit my guy for 70. So I'm
Yeah, no, I hit him for 11, 6.
While you're thinking, the dude punches you in the face.
Carry the 3.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
What are you doing? You hit him once. Are you stunning him?
Oh yeah, try and stun him. Why not?
Okay.
Like you
Critical
don't work
fail.
against
Okay,
giants
he is
and-
stunned. To
nice.
be clear, he
That's
is
cool.
stunned.
He is stunned. Okay.
Done, Ed.
Well, I'll spend another key point and then I'll punch him twice more.
Well, you've only hit him once so far, so you get an.
No, he
He
missed.
missed
one
with his
also.
first.
No, I missed.
Oh,
one
really?
more.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
28 for 10, 25 for 9.
Okay,
So 19
Do you
more.
get to do
Okay.
those with advantage because he's stunned?
you do.
So you
Oh,
can-
I do.
So do
I guess
2
you
more
could
attack
roll
rolls and
2
just
more
see.
attacks just to see if you hit critical.
Okay,
Thanks for the reminder.
right. So they're both looking about equally wounded. And the one near you, Breezy, is now unstunned, but I don't know if that matters to you because you're so hidey.
Well, it's his turn. He
Yep.
comes
Oh
to
yeah,
you.
it is his turn. He keeps getting hit from back here somewhere. So. Yep. All right. He goes around till he can see Breezy clearly, and then. Okay. So does the 18 hit Breezy?
Mm-hmm.
But 12 does not, I assume.
No.
All right, so that's 36 points of damage as he swings a spear at you and hits you once. Sorry, twice.
That is not very good hiding, I'll say.
Could have put yourself wherever you wanted to, but you were there.
Yeah, hidden.
Yeah, but then he walked around the corner.
That's the best search pattern, by the way, is walk directly to the thing you're looking for. If anyone's ever looking for something, I really recommend that. Like you've lost your keys, like go straight to them.
All right,
You know,
so
it-
your turn, Breezy.
In his defense, it does look like that's the one place where the throws were coming from.
Someone could hide.
Whose side
Um,
are you on, Brambrek?
And
Yeah.
you were like behind the wall, but then he walked around and there you were.
So I guess the only problem with this battle is that I think both of us would have been positioned between the dudes and the door.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
So, but we didn't know really where the door was. I thought the door was up.
I
We
thought
didn't know where the
this-
door was until
I thought
the
that was the door.
until the
um,
battle had already started.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Hopefully we would have known that in the original. In reality, it's okay. Because now Breezy can't really make an escape if he wanted to.
That is
Sorry, he's
okay.
gonna
'cause
off him right now. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
What Breezy can do is use Cape of the Mountebank to go bamf.
Okay,
Oh, nice.
all right.
And so
And
that's,
that's your turn.
I think it probably is. Now that makes, that makes sound and smoke, but if I'm around the corner, that shouldn't much matter.
Yeah. And then I assume you use your bonus action to hide.
Sure.
Be a little more descriptive in how you hide this time, though.
Yeah, I better think about this a little better.
You should hide well, is what you should do.
Thoroughly,
Heidi.
completely.
Hiding behind one of the prisoners.
Yeah, I
All
just
right.
pick up a pickaxe and just blend in. It's fine.
All right, Schmax.
Okay.
You guys still stunned?
Ooh, there's a crit. All right, nice.
Oh yeah.
20. 28. For 13.
33 points of damage.
He's just like teetering on his feet. There's not
okay,
much
well,
left. He's gasping for air that he's not getting.
We're gonna spend a key point and we're gonna hit him twice more here.
Okay.
He's still stunned, right? Yeah. Ooh, another crit.
Another
Wow.
crit.
For 15.
All right. You want to describe how you knock this guy down? Are you killing or knocking him out, or what you doing?
I'm gonna kill this guy
All
because
right.
he poked me with his spear multiple
Yeah, that's
times. I did not appreciate that.
All right.
So
you
yeah,
wanna
no, I
describe
think
this?
it's a yeah, no, it's a roundhouse kick right to the right side of his head, and it knocks his helmet off, and you know, blood goes just blasting out of his
Does he
nose like a
bounce off the
fountain.
wall?
Well, the helmet bounces off the wall, and his head bounces off the helmet. It's a combo. All right. Well,
As the helmet rolls off, you see that it's your brother underneath.
All right. Anything else? I think you've got one more attack. I don't know if you can use it.
Do we start hurting the people toward the door?
There's still a guard.
There's still a
alive.
live dude.
Nah,
So he's too far away, right? How far is he? Whoops. Where's my
Yeah,
measure?
he's
There it is.
farther than 50 feet. I checked.
He definitely is. He's 70 feet. I think I might.
Yeah,
have
but did you consider you still have a exploding shuriken?
That's
I've
32
never
points of
used-
damage.
I've never used one of my exploding shurikens. Honestly, I don't think with flurry of blows that I can do anything other than punch.
Honestly, you can't. I was going to
Yeah,
look
I
the other
can't.
way, but you can't.
Yeah, no, I can't. So
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I will just be here.
All right.
You got him.
Okay. So the guard doesn't know what's
can't
going
get the
on. He was coming to this guy who had been poking him multiple times. He disappeared. So he's going to run for reinforcements.
As he should.
Yeah, it's protocol. So he's running for the door, and he gets to about here,
Perfect.
and all he sees is shadows in front of him.
And his dead partner?
Yeah, that too.
A helmet. This is
They
about
weren't
the
really
head.
close.
And what he's going to see beside him is getting thwacked by a dagger.
Lovely. Make it happen.
29.
29.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Let's see what kind of damage we can muster up there. How does he feel about 30 points of damage?
Tell me how this ends.
He's
Dead
bisected.
guard.
His head
With a
is
dagger?
his head is removed from his body.
Okay.
Very
Decapitated.
precise placement. Very precise.
You've been taking lessons from Thrax.
And it sprays fountains, just like fountains.
All right. So this
All right,
has been
so we,
about 18 seconds, and the prisoners are sort of looking at you and looking at the dead guards and looking at the pickaxes in their hands. And
This was a great plan. Now, how do we get them past the guards at the entrance?
No, we just send them up. And they're going to be no, seriously, we're going to pack them all together and we're going to send them up they're going to just stumble out like, they're going to, oh, I know. We tell them to say fire and head to the door like there's a fire down here. I can use minor illusion to create a fire behind them, a look of fire. Okay. And basically they just are going to run up. They're going to just cause mass confusion up there. And then we can, I don't know, do we want to attack the giants now, guys? What do we want to do?
I was gonna say yes. Yeah, I think that's the thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I was just thinking we just these guys would just create massive chaos and
All right.
random people.
You and I
Pour it
blend
out.
in.
I
as
don't
we-
get the impression that they're like capable of running at this point. I don't know. Is that
I don't
true?
think, you know what? I don't think they have to run. They can just shamble.
Okay.
I mean, 40 people with pickaxes shambling up. I don't, I don't think it's very wide, right? They're just going to be like a mob of people.
Mhm.
Breezy and I will kind of blend in the back. They'll come mobbing up. The guards up there will be really mad. They'll want to send them back down. Maybe we just go past, we let some guards go back down, and then we can,
All right.
I don't know.
They go up in mass, and as you're, it's gonna take maybe like 5 minutes to get up there. When you're about a minute away from the entrance, you
Whenever,
see.
by the way, whenever we start sending them up, I'm going to drag the two bodies just around down out of sight, kind of where I am,
Okay.
just so they're not immediately obvious.
Okay. Or I guess I should back up a bit. The people topside, you see Brambrick's sister take two miners and dump them down, and they don't seem to be as bad off as the other ones. I mean, they're wheezing, but they don't seem like they were as close to death as the other ones you saw. She dumps those two, and she looks around as she's out. She looks around.
Rembrecht, do you see?
Do I see her?
Oh yeah, you see her.
Yeah.
Should have taken a second to look around.
I make the sound of a bloodhawk. Kind of a
Okay.
Kikirikiroo.
All right. She looks that direction.
Look up here. Look up here.
and
Yeah, she looks that direction and sort of nods and goes back into the mine. I don't know. What'd you want?
Tearful reunion.
Yeah, me too, man. Come on.
Should we ready ourselves on the outside to?
do we know that they're coming out?
But yeah,
Well,
we
you
still
got
have
the
our
mental
telepathic
link.
link.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're telling you, you guys lived that battle with us. You
Well, then I
you-
think
you
we
were
need
there
to
in real
like
time.
basically pincer the guards with the people coming out and us coming in.
Yeah, so let's get ready. Let's go and attack.
So I think we'll sort of array ourselves such that as soon as the first people start to pop out of the mines and the guards turn to deal with them, that's when we'll move into attack.
Okay. It's 10:30. Should we start this now, or should we hit the ground running next time?
I
Hit the
think
ground
just
running next time?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll work.
Cool.
So
Sounds good to me.
we've got two giants
And four guards. And then there were
And
another
then-
two
and four
giants and four
guards.
guards that had
Wandered off.
gone.
wandered off, and
And-
they're
and
wandering
also-
back. I'm being pretty generous that they haven't wandered back already, but
And also traps, question mark?
Maybe
traps, guards. What more do I need? That's planning.
Lots of twists and turns in this one, Jay.
What's that?
Lots of twists and turns in this one. Very nice.
Were there? Okay.
Well, I mean, the sister, come on.
Always with the relatives.
Yeah.
It's
We
like
just
everywhere
must
we go.
populate this entire island.
When you want to
now.
kill, you go for the heart.
I'm just a little sad that Schmax hasn't run into any of his relatives yet.
Yet.
Sure
Maybe
you
someday.
will.
Well, I'm far from home though. They don't really hang out around here that much, so it's fair enough.
You might be related to Cooper Black. You don't know. I don't know. I guess you've seen him.
Have we seen him? Aren't you the only one who's seen him?
No, we've all seen him. Remember
I don't
Flannel
think
Man
he-
the Dragon?
I don't think he exists.
I don't think you didn't.
He's like-
You didn't see him dealing with the dragon. That was that
Yeah.
druid guy who told you
Druid
about.
Yeah,
told
the
us
druid
that,
reported it to us. Yeah.
I think and Breezy has seen him, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Think Ariel is
That was true.
secretly Cooper Black.
That's what I'm waiting for. Who is Cooper Black?
It's a super long game.
Somebody's.
No, you just don't remember it. You're only Ariel when you're awake.
Wait, I thought Cooper Black was gay.
Brilliant. Only Ariel when you're awake. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, good deal.
All right, gentlemen.
Good deal.